Here we go. I think. Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 9th, and it's exactly 9:30. So those of you who are here, welcome. If you're not here yet, we'll see you in a few minutes. So I'm going to focus a little bit this morning on shoulders, which also, of course, relates to the neck, which of course relates to the lower back, which of course relates to the hips. You're getting my drift. But we're going to start with a nice opening of the shoulders. So if you would join me, let me fix this. And a reminder, turn your volume up. Oops, all the way. Okay. Get comfortable. Get everything. Get all your props. Turn off your phone. Let me turn mine off. I think it's off. I'm going to double check. Yes, now it's off. And disengage. Disengage from your surroundings. Okay, we just let it all recede. All the whatever's happening. Okay, the news, the weather, the family, the friends. There's always a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, me too. But for this hour and a half, or as long as you can be with me, let's just be in our own body, in our own breath, and focus on our own healing and our own self, because if we're not at our optimal, then our coping mechanisms are compromised, as well as, and that's our nervous system, our immune system, and everything. Okay, so we're going to lie down. I want to show you someone who's lying down. See, can you see? So there's the example of how to relax. This is the kitty that came to stay, and he's hanging out because it's going to be warm today. So he's already gearing up to relax. So I want you to put something behind you, some support. I know many of you have a bolster, and I have mentioned if you don't have one, it's a great investment. I suggest one of this shape. This is from Hugger Mugger, okay? And we're going to sit up and on top of, I think we did this we did it quite a few times actually. We're going to rest our spine on the bolster and then our head on the blanket. Now, if you don't have a bolster, no pressure, you can still do something, and you can use blankets or towels. And what you do, we call this a threefold. So we start with our blanket. If you have one of these, folded like so. Then we do a threefold. So you fold it onto itself once, like that, and then back onto itself again. So see, it's like this. So it's a little higher than if you just rolled over. I'd say it's about 4 inches high. So you can use that instead of the bolster behind you. And then you put another blanket at the back and for your head, or a pillow or something to elevate your head so it doesn't drop back. You don't want your chin higher than your forehead, because when you do that, look what happens. This is over and this is compressing, and we don't want to compress the neck. That's called the nervous system. This is the highway to your brain, and so you don't want to block the highway. We have a lot of detours and construction going on in town now. And I guess maybe they're trying to accelerate it because there's so much less traffic. Maybe that's happening where you are. But when there's a detour or a roadblock, things have to move somewhere else, okay? But we want things to move freely, okay? We want that nervous system, that spine, everything to be vital and alive and carrying all those messages. And of course, the systems, the circulatory, the respiratory, and lymphatic, big time, okay? So I'm going to show you, and I want you to get there. And I see someone's here. Hi, Bob. Okay. All right. So lie back, relax. I'll leave my glasses here. And I'm just going to show you in case you need a little reminding, because it's very important how you tip the hips. Okay. And you can see that Kitty is showing us how to really relax. Okay. All right, so you sit in front but not against the blanket or the bolster. I'll show you both. I'll show you with the blanket, and I'll show you with the bolster, okay? So keep your knees bent. And whenever you lie back, it's an exhale, so you're engaging the core, you're protecting the low back, and you want to do a cat tilt, appropriately enough, okay, a cat tilt, and you lift up onto, okay, up onto to create a lot of space here. And then we all have slightly different proportions and slightly different degrees of tightness in the neck. So I'm going to just kind of scoot the blanket under the base of my skull. So see, I can put my hand under my neck. And I want my shoulders to relax over the edges. This is an area that gets very, very tight. Okay, right here at the shoulders and this lymphatic system there, we want that to open up. By the way, we're going to need a strap later, okay? But you can get it after. Okay, so make sure you're not feeling any discomfort in the low back. Let your arms rest on the floor beside you. And if and when it feels comfortable, you can stretch out your legs. So it's a Shavasana. It's a relaxation with the rib cage and the torso elevated, encouraging much deeper, fuller breath and opening of the chest cavity, the chest. Okay, now, if you're on your bolster or you're on your blankets and you're okay to stay there, I'm just going to do the blanket version for those of you who need reminders. So it's a 3-fold, and then another blanket at the back end. Put the bolster here. Okay, so it isn't necessary, but it's nice to have a bolster. Plus, you don't have to just use it for when you have classes. It's a great thing if you just want to lie down for 10 minutes and relax. And you can support your upper, or if your shoulders are tight, your hips are tight, it's wonderful. Okay, and then this is back here. Same thing, little space, lift up. Oh, this is a great one too. And rest the base of the skull. So kind of lengthen, adjust everything, and then relax. I'm going to leave you here a few more minutes. So remember to breathe only through the nostrils, no mouth breathing. Now, it's been kind of windy and dry here, so sinuses might be acting up. So do your best breathing through just the nostrils. Okay, this is your filter, and that's what they're there for. Okay, to cleanse and filter. And also, when you breathe through the nostrils, you're getting blood to the brain. Yes, your brain needs a huge, I forget the percentage. It's over 50, maybe 75% of your oxygen your brain needs. So, okay, relax. And I'm going to leave you a few minutes. If your mind starts to go into overdrive or stuff pops up or bubbles up, that's very natural. Just go back to a nice, fluid, deep breathing. So those of you who have been practicing on your own or with me or somewhere else for a length of time will feel your breath move into a rhythm. I talk about this all the time. And we want to kind of follow and encourage that rhythm. We want to encourage meeting the edges, what we call meeting the edges of the inhale, which of course expands in all directions, all edges, not just down and around, but around into the sides, into the back, down into your limbs, out to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. And then the edge of the exhale is the emptying, feeling everything contract, condense down, down, down. and then the inhale. So we're not holding, we're not forcing the breath, we're not trying to do anything. We're just letting that wonderful rhythm, modulated, slightly modulated, of course, because we're paying a little bit of attention, to come into play. So your exhale dictates the length of your inhale. Okay. So go to your deepest exhale. Maybe count, we've done the counting. And then bring the inhale into the same length. You can even let the exhale be a little longer than the inhale. You don't want to strain or struggle with the breath. Okay, that's the head. Okay, a little bit longer. So I'm going to join you so we come out of we transition together. Of course, on your own, you can stay here as long as you want. It's also nice just to focus on where you're feeling you need the attention. Is it your shoulders? Good. Then let the shoulders really relax. Breathe into it. So I'm going to bring you out, and we're going to gently come to seated. So we always transition with the breath and gently, carefully, mindfully, coming up slowly. And I'm going to move my bolster to the side. I'm going to use a blanket to sit on. You can use the bolster or blankets or whatever you need for support. Remember, there are little rules. And you sit toward the edge. You want to feel your pelvis in neutral. Sitting properly is one of the most challenging alignments things to do, honestly. And we sit so much of our lives. Actually, we're in too sedentary of a culture. People sit. They sit at their desks. You sit on the computer. You sit when they're driving and commuting. Not so much commuting now, but a lot of sitting. And it really isn't good for us to do over extended periods of time. Okay, they say if you just get up and move a minute or two every hour, just get up and move so the circulation, everything doesn't settle. Okay, so yoga is a great way to get the moving, to move, and to do a lot of little movements, even if you have to sit as well. But I want you to do a couple of shoulder rolls. So this is going back to where you just were, isn't it? So taking advantage of this nice open. Breathe. It's almost like you're rowing a little boat, although I've never done that and it's not on my list, but you just kind of gently exhale, inhale, exhale. Feel, you might hear little crunchy noises, that's okay. Inhale and exhale and release. Okay, so just let your hands rest on the tops of your legs. Now, I almost always naturally put my right leg in front of my left. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change that. So I'd like you to change too if you tend to do the same thing. Now, if it's not comfortable to sit like this, get a chair, please. Okay? We're going to do several things here, but you can do them just as well in a chair. Okay? And we're going to sit for a few moments and just get really centered. So notice if you tend to kind of lean one side or the other. Okay, left, right, and then center. If you tend to kind of collapse a little, lift the front spine. Lift so you feel your head on top of your shoulders. Lift from right here, the sternum. Sternum right at the base of your breastbone. Okay? Breathe, lift. So the yogis believe this is the heart center. Okay? So lift the heart center, lift the navel, but not squeezing the shoulders. Okay? So lift the back spine and the front spine. So lift like the trunk of a beautiful tree. But not lifting the shoulders. Let them slope away from the ears. And I encourage you to turn the palms up. Yana Mudra. Okay? And let the eyes close. If they aren't already, maybe they are. So just feel like your upper lids lower to the lower lids. That quiets the mind a little. It helps. And we want to turn in. We want to turn in. So I love, and I've used this comparison, it's like when you pull the shades down on a window and you step back from the window. So the window, of course, is your eyes. You pull down the shades of the eyelids and you step back. And breathe. And feel if you're just trying to collapse a little and re-energize the spine. You want the space between the vertebrae to be full and juicy. The discs, a lot of people from life, from overdoing, those discs have been compromised. Okay, so we want to keep them juicy. Let's bring the hands to the heart, shall we? Anjali Mudra as we bow the head. Let us send love, light, and healing to heart center, our own, our loved ones, everyone, everywhere. And when you're ready. And I invite you on your own to sit as long as it feels, just sit and then maybe do your breathing practice, okay? So it's a little warm today, and it is here. So we're going to honor that. Our practice is a reflection of how we feel in many ways, and what the weather, the time of year, the season, of course, and our own constitution. So we'll try and do a practice that works for everyone today. Okay, so before we continue again, we're going to sit for a little bit. But I want you to stretch out your legs if you're sitting cross-legged. And even if you're sitting in a chair, stretch out your legs, wiggle your toes. Now remember, if anything started to be prickly, like you're falling asleep, you need to elevate your hips more. Okay, and if your knees start to ache, you need to elevate your hips more. Remember, knees need to always be lower than what? Your waistline. Okay, now I'm going to recross. My knees are lower than my waist. My pelvis is neutral. I'm going to use the strap in a moment. So if you can find your strap or something that can serve as a strap, that would be great. Okay, but first of all, I want you to just let your arms float out to the sides like they're being lifted by a soft breeze. Stretch out, palms up. And then we're going to bring the arms up, the shoulders stay down. I'm lifting from down here, so lots of space around the navel center. And we're going to do cherry picking or reach for the stars. So you reach up to one side and then the other. And actually cherries are in season, so you can really go cherry picking if you like. And reach, and so are peaches and pears. So reach and breathe. So we're just getting into these muscles, these intercostals. And then interlace your fingers and turn your palms inside out. So I'm really feeling the stretch on the inside edge of my forearms and my wrists. I work a lot on the computer, the laptop, and so I really need to do this. This feels good. And then we're going to release, and we're going to go over to your left and lower your left hand on, extend the right. Get into this right side. Keep your right hip firmly connected to your support, your blanket or towels or whatever. Breathe. So really focus on this right edge. So we want these muscles to be really, what's the word I'm looking for? Receptive. Not just flexible, but I'll think of it. But if we don't exercise this, the breath, things start to get atrophy and shrink, and we want to keep that mobility. It's not the word either, but I'll think of it. Okay, breathe, and then up we go. Stretch again. Notice how that right side feels now that you've opened it up a little. Yeah, a few more cherries. Interlace the opposite index on top. Flip the palms again. Notice how different it feels. Breathe. Lift from the rib cage. Lift from the low ribs. About 5 breaths. And then when you're ready, over we go toward your right. And a nice, long, deep stretch to the left side. Keep the left hip down, down. That deepens the stretch. Breathe. These are very simple things. Even if you're sitting or you're sitting at a desk, if you're working from home or in an office, you can do all of these things just sitting. It takes 5 minutes or less. Instead of reaching, of course, to the floor, you can just reach and hold on to the side of your chair or the arm of the chair. Okay? And up we go. And release and do a couple more shoulder rolls. So up and exhale. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale. Move it through. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's stretch the legs out again. We're going to do one more cycle. And again, you can do this seated. Okay, we even do this standing sometimes. But this can be a little more relaxed today. Okay, I'm going to recross the opposite leg. Take the strap. I'm going to sling it over my right shoulder. Okay, your right shoulder, whatever you're using. We're going to let the arms float up on an inhale again. Turn the right palm back and pat yourself on the back, the same side as the strap. Lift that elbow as much as you can, and then hold on to the elbow with your fingers if you can reach that, or the palm. If you can't quite reach, just have the intention, okay? If you have shoulder issues, just do what you can with this cycle, okay? We don't want to exacerbate or aggravate anything. But do something. Just do a little something. It makes a huge difference. And one of the focuses here is this underside. You saw the bicep. And the underneath, where the armpit connects down. Okay, we want to keep this nice and stretchy and flexible. And you'll notice this is important for shoulders, but also when we do our down dog and some other stretches. So we really want to get that soft side opened up. There's lymphatic systems here as well. And those need to be activated. And we have to breathe and move, otherwise nothing happens. Okay, so breathe. So your right hand is probably touching the strap. So we're going to take the left arm out, turn the palm back, reach behind you, So you can almost wave, and then find the strap with both hands. Okay? Don't overreach. Don't try and touch your hands or anything like that. Don't strain your left shoulder. I'm feeling a pull on my left shoulder, so I'm going to ease off. So the difference between a stretch and pain. So you really need to be careful. Pain doesn't work. Deep breaths. Breathe deep. Good. And then after about 5 breaths, extend, extend. Okay. Now we're going to cross right arm over left into like a hug. Lift those elbows. Feel a stretch across the back. Now we're going to start to intertwine the arms. Now this can be a little challenging. So if you can start to intertwine, and it looks like this on the back of the hands, that's fine. If there's more and you can bring your thumb and pinky, that's fine. You want your fingers pointing upward and no bend to the wrist. If that doesn't work, because you have tight shoulders or your anatomy, try and just bring your forearms into a prayer, like this. Okay, so any of those versions, okay, lift your elbows. So it's not this, it's up here. You want to feel the stretch back here. That's the focal point. Okay, so together, or as close as you can, even like this, or start to cross right over left, or maybe intertwine. Okay. All right, and then breathe. Let it go. Ooh, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, I hear a lot of crunchy noises. Okay, other side, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm just going to cue you. So hold each part for about 5 breaths. Left shoulder. Remember when you lift your arms, feel like they're being lifted from the underside. And up they come. Notice how far my shoulders are from my ears. Not this, but this. Turn your left palm back. Pat yourself on the back. And then reach over toward that elbow with your right fingers or palm. Whatever you can touch. If you can't touch, just do what you can. If this hurts, just do what you can. We're not looking for marathons here. We're looking for lifelong health and vitality. That's why I call it lifestyle yoga. I want you to feel like you can integrate this into your lifestyle forever. Okay, good. 5 breaths. And then when you've done your 5, the right arm stretches out, turn, reach behind you, and again find the strap with both hands. Okay. Left elbow up, the right arm behind you. Breathe. Again, don't overstretch. Okay, I'm a little tight today, so I'm going to be a little more careful about how far I go. I want to feel it, but I don't want to push into it. And again, the focus is really here. I'm going to do a few other things there too. Okay, 5 breaths, and then you release. You can remove the strap. Release. Now it's left over right. Another hug for the day. Lift those elbows. Oh, stretch across the back muscles. And then again, start to intertwine or a prayer here. Okay, so you can start to move toward a prayer here, or just this, or just this. Lift your elbows forward so you get the stretch here. Okay, breathe and let go. Okay, all right. So I think we've been sitting long enough. Okay, great. Let's move. So remember, put something under your knees if you're on a hard floor. Okay, if you're not, if you're on carpet and mat, you probably don't need anything, but it's up to you. So let's move. Feels good. Oh, my shoulders feel so much better. How are your shoulders now? Now it's time to get a little action in the hips. Yes. We have to remember the connection, the interconnectedness of everything. Okay? If your neck is achy, your shoulders are probably achy. If you have a stiff neck, you probably have stiff shoulders. And then you might have low back issues or hip. It's all related. And we aren't a bunch of separate parts. So breathe, do it feels good. This one, my hips, I'm going to do a little side to side, feels good. Movement. If it bothers you to be on your wrist today, do fists or knuckles or forearms. You can still move. Just keep modifying until you find a way to do it. Breathe. Okay. And I want a little more in my calves and hamstrings. I'm going to do some low lunges. I invite you to do the same. Again, you can do this with your arms straight or on your forearms. Or you can do it with a chair. Okay, remember you can be standing, your hands on the seat of the chair, and step back on the right. If you'd like me to do another chair yoga session, let me know. I love using chairs. Oh, it feels so good. Breathe. And then about 5 breaths or a minute, whatever you need. Okay? Oh, this side's really tight, so I'm going to go a little longer. Breathe. Try not to grip at the toes. Let them spread apart. Let the sole of your foot soften and open. Feel the Achilles tendon, the heel. Breathe. Ah, feels so good. And then, if you need to rest or shift, if your wrists are bothering you, do the opposite. Okay, just take care of yourself. Follow your intuition. And then we're going to do cat dog, of course. The cat has disappeared, but we'll do cat dog. Remember, the inhale, we puff up, inflate. And the exhale, we extend. Think of the dog wagging its tail. And the movement, notice how the movement of my body starts at the base of the spine, the tailbone, and travels up the crown. And here comes the tailbone up and back, and the crown up and forward, away from one another. Always be mindful to not compress. Eyes open or closed. Keep it going. A few more rounds. And this again, you can also do seated if you're in a chair. Okay, you can just round and sit. So if you're working at a desk or you need just to take a break wherever you are, you can do cat and dog. And it's just that ripple of the spine, more soft and gentle movement. Okay, a few more. Remember, everything we do is in a sequence designed to be beneficial, but you can always take a child's pose or rest or modify if we're doing something that is strenuous or counter to something that's going on with you. If you don't know what to do, we can talk about it. You can email me or we can talk and we can modify. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to do one more little thing to get into this area in preparation for our down dog. So turn the toes under. Your shins and knees are parallel. Notice how my hips are over my knees. I'm going to lower my left forearm right beneath my nose. And I'm going to stretch my right arm forward with a little bird hand. Little bird hand. Okay, so that I get this lift all the way from my hip crease out to my palm. And I'm going to let my forehead rest as I stretch. Now, inhale and wait. On an exhale, if you can just start to stretch forward with the right arm and back toward your heels at the same time. But don't slump in the low back. So it's looking up through the sit bones, forward with the hand. Oh my. Inhale, ease off. Exhale. Do 3 more. So what you want is this deep stretch from the palm it radiates up through the underarm, through the rib cage, into the hip. It's wonderful. Okay, I want you to do 5 nice deep breaths. So it's very, very subtle. We wait on an inhale. On exhale, we lift forward and stretch back. Oh, yeah. Okay. When we're ready, we're going to do the other side. Okay, so coming up, lower the right forearm. When you're ready, right beneath your nose. Don't compress the back. Stretch forward with the left hand, bird hand. Wait as you inhale, and then exhale, reach forward, with the right hand, lift up and back into the hips. Ease off on the inhale, exhale, stretch. 5 nice deep breaths. Again, you should feel it all through here, this underside. And we don't do much there, but we need to. This is our armor. Our outer edges is our armor, and this is our soft inside, inner side. And it can get almost too soft. Okay, the feminine side, the weaker side. It's not weaker. We want it to be strong. Okay, and then when you're done, take a child's pose or resting pose. So sometimes child's pose can be a little challenging if you have knee issues. What you can do is put a blanket back here, slide it there real quick, and just rest. With your arms forward, or if your forehead touches, rest your arms by your sides. Your legs can be parallel, or you can bring the big toes together and stretch the knees further apart. Okay, so do what you can. A little child's pose, and you know you can do that anytime within a practice. And then onto all fours. We're going to come into downward facing dog. Remember, we come into the full pose on an exhale. So let your exhale lift you upward. Breathe. Breathe. Bicycle the legs. Walk the dog. Breathe into it. Play with the hips, soles of the feet. Spread those fingers apart. Look at your hands. Your middle finger should be straight forward. Okay? Make sure the pressure is on the inner edge of your hands, the thumb side, not the heels. Feel like your forearms are turning in toward the thumb, but your biceps are turning out. That's a little more detail, but it's for those of you who have been practicing, you can start to think about that. So I'm going to do a little more ambitious. Do what you can. We're going to inhale into a plank. We're going to hold. We're going to look forward. Don't let your hips dive down, dip down. Breathe. Look out. Extend. Make your legs engage. Stretch with the heels. Lift. Up. Breathe. When you need to, go back to down dog on an exhale. Feel the navel lift toward the spine. Pull you back into a beautiful down dog. Now we're going to do 3 without holding. So we inhale, your exhale. It's a smooth hinging forward. Feel the flow of energy. This is so strengthening, and we're taking advantage of those shoulders a little bit. Now, if it's too much here, do it in dolphin. We're actually going to do dolphin later. I love dolphin. Okay, so now we're going to walk our hands back, bend your knees until our feet are flat. Take your time. Because, you know, we're in an inversion, so a little blood goes into the head. So if you have low or high blood pressure, it can be a little loopy. And this gently come into a forward bend. Keep the knees softened, fold, breathe, shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Feels so good. Shake it out. Shake it out. And then we're going to come back into down dog. So very slowly walk your hands. Keep your hips high. Forward to down dog. Okay, we're going to come into plank and then 8-point pose. So inhale, exhale. Remember the elbows turn in, and we bring our heart and chin, and a cobra. Stretch those legs way behind, way. Try and get all of your toes to spread out on the mat behind you. You can use your hands or your forearms. In either case, the elbows turn in. And lift your navel, lift your heart, look up. And in down dog, we just reverse the sequence. Hips first. Lift and bend. So we're going to walk or step into a forward bend toward the top of your mat. You can walk up or step up. One at a time. It's up to you. When you're here, take a moment to get your footing. We're going to come up in a chair pose, or what's called horseman's pose, okay? So you start to bend the knees, lift those hips and arms, careful furniture, stretch up. So I can see all of my toes, the tops of my feet. I'm looking forward. If you can, bring your arms up by your ears. If you can't, do what you can. Okay, up, look, breathe up, and up, and hands. That is a great pose for strengthening the quads, which stabilizes the knees. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of this. How are we doing? Yeah. So now you're going to do half sun salutes. Okay, I love starting the standing poses with half sun salutes. Okay, so let's see. You can see most of me? Yes, I'll move back a little. So go ahead and do half sun salutes. I will cue them. Even though I know most of you know it if you're there, but I'll cue it anyway. Now I want you to remember, you want to find a pattern for your breath. Okay, and be consistent. And before you begin, take a moment. So we, of course, lately, with all the shelter in place and stay at home, we're not out running around as much, are we? I'm sure for a lot of people it's been stressful. But I know for some of us, it's been a time to do some self-evaluation of our lifestyle. We can kind of get on that hamster wheel. I think it's a hamster, and go, and we don't think about it. It's just what we do. And then all of a sudden someone holds the wheel, and we're still, and then, so then we realize sometimes we're running in place and spinning our wheels. So this is one of the other beauties of yoga, and you can keep doing your half sun salutes while I chat a little, is it gives you that space sometimes to let those feelings, emotions, whatever bubble up, let them percolate up. And they might come up in surprising little ahas. They might just come up, who knows, in different ways. But those things, they're often very deep-seated. And that's the beauty. So all this shelter in place has maybe brought some revelations to you, okay? And maybe it's a wonderful, we can turn it into an opportunity. I read something where we can either take it as the negative or take it as the opportunity to renew, recreate, do something, take another avenue or another little detour, okay? All right, so I'm going to do some half sun salutes myself because I love it. And from here, I'm only going to have you do maybe one or two more. Just continue with your own rhythm. I'm going to close the window. actually out a little bit. So as you come to the end of the next half sun salute, okay? I'm going to go into a full sun salute on the right. So continue on your own. We're not going to hold. Use the rhythm of your breath to go into, remember you step back on the right, down dog, a plank, be in the consistent rhythm, 8 point, cobra, and just find your flow. That's what vinyasa means. It means flow with the breath. And not rushing, not abbreviating, okay? And then into your left side. If you feel a little more energetic, go with a different breathing pattern. Go with a 3 count. If you're feeling less energetic, go with a longer count. But be consistent. It's not a 5 count, and then a 3 count, and then a 4 count. Okay, be consistent. That's your mind jumping around. Okay? And we're here to calm it, to balance it. Then we're going to meet back, and we're going to do another round together. So arms overhead. Over we go. Half. And fold. Back on the right. Your down dog. Leg lift on the right. Eka Pada, one leg. Up we go, breathe. Now, try this. Plank, keep the leg up. Down dog. Just try. If you can't, then do what you can. And a plank. Exhale. Your cobra, Bhujangasana. Your down dog. Stepping forward on the right, crescent. So I'm going to shorten my stance a little. I'm on a rug and a mat, so it's a little more challenging to balance if you're on soft surfaces. So take your time coming into crescent. Breathe through the sequence. 5 breaths. Once you're there, and if you're up for it, shall we try balance and extend? Tap down, breathe. Tap down if you need to, breathe. Look up toward your thumbs or forward and up, breathe. Try for 5 breaths. And then just bring the left foot down and back. Wait, we'll do the same on the left. If you know what we're going to do, go ahead and continue, or I'll cue you. Inhaling, over, swan dive, half, and fold. Back on the left. And up and down dog. Eka Pada left. Breathe. Keep the hips level. Don't turn the hips out. Barbie foot. Flex and a half flex. Stretch through the toes. Breathe. Lift. Don't dump into your wrists. Don't dump into your low back. Try this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Your cobra, stretch long, soft, beautiful curve that you are. And back to down dog. We're going to step forward on the left and prepare for crescent. So I'm going to, just get ready, take a moment. Always wait till your body tells you, okay, I'm ready. Okay? Not your ego, not what's between your ears. And, okay, there we are. Slowly lift upward. And once you find your full pose for today, it's 5 breaths. Try not to dump into the left leg, knee, lift upward, and give it a whirl. Step up, straighten the left leg. Wait till you think you're ready. And if there's more, it's a curve. It's a little cobra curve with the spine. Back leg lifting. Tap down if you need to. Breathe. Try for 5 breaths. Do what you can, and then we'll meet and wait. So my breath became a little irregular. I have to admit it. So I'm bringing it back. In my own practice, I don't talk so much. Okay, and then when you're ready. Okay, wonderful. So please, again, I encourage you to send me a message on here afterwards, or send me, I prefer email, not messenger on Facebook. It's victoria.lifestyleyoga, victoria.lifestyleyoga@gmail. I don't have a website anymore. I used to for years, and then I don't, okay? But I have a friend who's encouraging me to put these on YouTube, so we'll see about that. Okay, so how about some standing poses? Okay, so put your hands on your hips. Just take a stand. Supermen, superwomen, Wonder Women. Just reconnect with the earth. And looking straight ahead, just take a stance. And I look down, yeah, well, there they are. Big toes equidistant from the edge of the mat, second toe straight ahead. It's not as wide a stance as you can take. We'll extend it when we get into the warrior poses, okay? Now, I'm going to take you from the standing poses into half moon, which is a balance. I should have told you that first. So, I don't use a block, but if you do want to try it and use a block, you can do that. You know what? I'm going to start over. Let's just start over. I'll get the block. And now I'll kind of show you what happens with the block. Make this and this. Because you want to have a clear space. You want to have a clear space, no corners of furniture. Okay? All right, so let's begin again. Okay, there. Now we're ready. Remember, you don't have to do the half moon, but you can give it a try. Just take, if you start taking the preparatory steps, then they lead to where they lead. When I was starting to do yoga, I haven't actually done a headstand in so long, but I never thought I'd do a headstand. But I did all the preparation for it. Eventually I did, but it was okay if I don't do it again. I can still have the energy and the strength. So let's do triangles. We're going to pivot on our heels. Let your arms float apart, and your inhale, and connect. Find your full triangle, and we're going to hold for 3 breaths. Oh, yeah, 3 breaths. And after the 3 or so, I want you to bring the left arm, stretch like we've been doing. Oh my, do you feel that? Wow, all the way from my fingertips down to my left heel. Really deep stretch. This is going to keep us from shrinking, by the way. 3 breaths. And then we come up and we go into the past. Touch and extend. 3 breaths. Your 3 when you get to the full pose. Don't collapse into the thigh. Stay energized in the back edge of the left heel. After 3, warrior 2, longer, now a nice long stance. Arms stretch apart. Notice how your arms float up from your sides like wings. Your 3 breaths. Now if you want to do 5 on your own, please feel free. I'm just kind of breaking it up a little bit. And then come back. A nice deep stretch again. Keep the right knee bent. Your 3 will be consistent and a side angle. Notice how this wonderful sequence takes you back, forth, left, right. Oh, it's wonderful. Watch a tree sway in the breeze. It's very similar. That keeps us limber and lithe and vital. So I'm going to take you into half moon. You can use a block if you want. I put my left hand behind me on my sacrum or small of my back. And I start to reach forward. You can use the block. I'm going to do bird hand on the block. When you're ready, you straighten the right leg. The left leg lifts upward. Breathe. Try for 3 to 5. Breathe. Really lift that back leg. Barbie foot. Little high heel foot. And then step back. When you're ready, to warrior 2. Okay, so reset. Take your time. We're going to add something else. So we're going to straighten the right leg. Turn the toes in, so you're like pigeon-toed. A wide stance. Okay, hands on your hips. We're going to do a wide leg forward bend. Now this can be challenging, so just do what you can. Actually, we're going to do half of one. Okay, so we're going to inhale, dog tail, we're going to go halfway over. Halfway over, that's all half. Like a half forward bend, but with wide legs, okay? Breathe, hold your hips, right at the hip socket, hip crease. Breathe. And inhale, dig in, and up we go. Yeah, did you feel the stretch? Yeah, I did. And back we come to mountain pose. So we recalibrate, we recenter, and we'll do the left side. Okay, I'm going to move my mat a little so when I go into half moon, I'm not so close to sharp edges. Feel free to do the same. Okay, all right. Do you remember what's first? Wonder Woman, Superman, and we step. Take a moment. Breathe. Breathe as you pivot. Breathe with each movement. That means you're connected to your body and your prana. Triangle. It's an inhale and an exhale. It's a twist, turning from your center. What looks seemingly very simple, there's a lot of complexities and we can always go deeper. But the deepness isn't going further, it's going deeper into a deeper practice. So all of us, our organs, tissues, our energetic body, every part of our being is participating. 3 breaths, and then, oh, we're going to stretch that arm. Wow, I'm really feeling it. It feels good. Right around the waistline, oof, and through the intercostals. Ah, stretch 3 breaths in, up we go. And I'm going to reach back and touch. Don't collapse into the thigh. Just a soft. You can look down or to the side. 3 breaths. And then warrior 2. If you already know what I'm going to do, go ahead and do it on your own. Feel free to do your own practice. Nice level hips, arms sweeping apart. When you get there, 3 nice deep breaths. And then just a reach, touch. And slight angle. Notice again, we're really getting this nice deep opening. It's not just the muscular body and the skeletal body, but the organs and the tissue, all that, the inner body is getting such a wonderful breath, prana. Everything comes alive and strong, so forth. Okay, now, here we go. Take a step. Use a block. Straighten the left leg. The right leg will hinge up. Lift it high. Breathe. The hips turn. This is a very complex pose. If you haven't tried it before, I'm not encouraging you to, okay? I really prefer to be there with you, but those of you who know it, and then ease back. We're going to do another wide leg forward bend. So a wide stance, toes turn in, heels out. Okay. This time, I'm going to test you, but don't do with the arms if it hurts, okay? Bring the arms out like we've done. Turn the palms back. Then interlace them behind you. Palms up. Okay, knuckles down toward your tailbone. And we're going to do a half forward bend. So inhale, as you exhale, it's a dog tilt. Lift the tailbone. Start to come halfway forward. The arms may start to lift or they can rest. If there's more, exhale, go a little further, let the head go. Okay, it's up to you. But don't push it. Don't push it in the backs of the knees. Strengthen. Breathe. Lift the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. 3 breaths or more. When you're ready, big inhale, dig into the legs, and up we go. Wow. So you get a little bit of a rush, and wait, and then come back, and back, and back. So let's just let the arms rest. Close your eyes. Come back. Come back. Ah, good. What a wonderful practice. So I'm going to bring you down to the floor now. We start to go from the sun energy to the moon. You know, sometimes we wake up and we just don't feel like it. You know, we just don't feel like it. Or something wakes us up. Kitty this morning woke me up at 5. And he was like, meow, meow, meow. He was hungry at 5 in the morning. It's dark. And I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to, but I got up for him. And I fed him, and he had to go outside, and I tried to go back to bed. So I really didn't get back to sleep. But sometimes life does that. We have things on our mind going on in our lives. We all have stuff and we just don't feel like doing something. But often it's the very things that we need to do that we often don't feel like doing. So if you're here, or you come back to this later, or you do part of it, you do a little something every day, it helps you to neutralize and cope with and move on from those little things that niggle at us. So let's come into a down dog, okay? And I'm going to bring you down to the floor. So nice inhale, just come on your own, big swan dive. And back we go on one foot. And you're down dog. Oh, I love down dog. Feels so good. We're going to do one more thing before I take you all the way down. Bring your knees down, keep your toes turned under. We're going to do dolphin. And especially now because we've been focusing on opening this up and on the shoulders, okay? So remember, whatever your issues are, you want to be mindful and do healing. But if you build up a fortress around them, the fortress gets stronger. So one of my teachers used to say, just one little brick at a time, one little stone at a time. Stay persistent, okay? To not let the wall get bigger, but maybe take it a little lower. So we're coming down now onto our forearms. And for alignment, remember, we have to wrap our palms around our elbows or biceps. So notice what that does. It brings my elbows into a visual alignment under my shoulders, and we have to keep them there. Then I'm going to interlace my hands, heels apart. You form that triangle. And I'm going to look back toward my knees. I want the full length of my spine. My forearms are like my feet. Inhale, wait, exhale, up we go. So your dolphin. Your dolphin. Heels are up, the sit bones lift high. Don't dump into the low back. Your hands are very strong. Feel your knuckles, your arms, forearms. Try for 3 to 5 breaths or more. When you're ready, take a child's pose and totally release. Or some version of a resting pose. We do one more. If you're up to it, okay? You can also do this on a chair, your forearms on a chair. You can do it on a wall, your arms against the wall and step back. Let's get into all this, okay? So I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to ramp it up just a little, but it's up to you if you want to give it a whirl. So remember, on your forearms, and notice my knees aren't close to my elbows. They're underneath my hips. Toes curled under, shins parallel. Always go through the alignment sequence. Always go through. Then it becomes a habit. You don't have to think about it. Then you can move on to something else. Interlace. Heels of the hands apart, thumbs over pinkies. Inhale. Exhale, up we go. Breathe. So I'm going to do diving dolphin. So I'm going to inhale just over my thumbs and exhale. And again, inhale. Maybe hold, breathe, lift, breathe, breathe, and back. One more, this is the challenge, a leg lift, like we did in down dog, and a dolphin dive, and up, and release. Try it on the other side. Inhale, wait, inhale, extend, breathe, and up, and down, and a resting pose. You may already be resting. That's okay. I get it. So a resting pose. I don't get to rest as much as you do. But always have that, if you feel dizzy or a little nauseous or you just feel off, pause. Pause. Don't push. Don't force. You did good today. We did good. And maybe you didn't think you had it in you, but you do. Okay? So guess what? The reward is we're going to lie down. Yes. So lie down. Turn. Always be gentle and careful. have whatever you think you'll need for Shavasana. So grab that bolster, have it by your side, your blankets, whatever you need. And remember, when you go to lie down, exhale. My navel is hugging my spine, and as I lower, that engages my core. Okay? And as I lie back, I'm protected. Nothing gets twisted or tweaked. And of course, I know this feels divine, doesn't it? Oh, it feels so good. This is a wonderful reward. And it feels so good to know that you've done something so beneficial. You know, I remember reading once, I think it was, oh my gosh, years ago, Madonna. And she was married to Sean Penn, so it tells you how long ago. But I remember she was saying, because she was a jogger, and she said, and she was also a very strong yogi, and probably still is, as is Sting and others are. But she said she did the first thing, her jog and her yoga, and she said the rest of the day went to whatever in a handbasket. She had done something really good for herself that day. And what you think of that, what you're doing so good. So roll around, circles, feel so good. And just these little counter poses. Pull the right knee gently, the knee or the shin or the back of the thigh. And the left leg is straight ahead. Let the shoulders rest. So we do the practice, and then we always do the balancing, pose, counter pose. It's all about balance of energy. If we're over in the sun energy, we need the moon. Okay? Maybe your body is asking for what it needs. We just need to listen. And as is the rest of you. Again, we just need to listen. So hold for as long as it feels good to feel the low back release, and then change. Just alternate on your own. Stretch forward. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, we didn't do tree pose. Oh, Thursday, somebody remind me, we'll do tree pose. Oh, it's my necklace. Okay, something's digging into my skull. Breathe. Just like gravity, kind of, let everything sink into gravity. It feels so good. And then I'm going to release. I'm going to do a passive leg cradle. So crossing the right ankle over the left. And you can interject something else here if you want. You could do a supported bridge, okay, or non-supported bridge. Or we will finish with a twist. 2 twists actually today. So after we've done active, we need to sort of come down from it, okay? So we start kind of mellow, transition, and up we come, and then we come back down. It's like a bell curve, okay? And then remember, and then alternate after 5 or so breaths for a minute or 2. Remember, after your practice, don't eat anything heavy for maybe half an hour at least. Water is good, not during the practice, but water, not cold water, please. Or maybe some tea, or I'm a coffee drinker. But avoid anything heavy because your metabolism and everything is still really operating. So if you eat, and it'll kind of quell the practice, which is about another half hour. And undo. And then if you feel like you need to rest, within half an hour you should feel this surge of wonderful positive energy from your practice, okay? But you're always welcome to, you're always welcome to message me and share or ask questions, okay? So I'm here for it. So now, with your knees bent, bring the baby toe edges, aligning them on the opposite sides of your mat. And your knees are apart, your arms just to your side, but they shouldn't be higher than your shoulders, okay? And we're going to do this wonderful movement. As you exhale, you're just going to let the knees rock to one side. And then they kind of come back. And then they kind of rock, sway, exhale. And then inhale. And my head wants to do. So everything wants to do this wonderful, soft, gentle movement. And this releases, and everything inside and out is just loving this. Okay? This soft movement to the breath. Don't push into the knees. Your feet kind of roll onto the edges. So all your body, muscular body, interior organs are getting this wonderful massage. This is very healthy for our elimination, digestion, okay, our breathing. Also interrelated, as you know. So the stronger our container, our nervous system, the stronger we are to weather what comes our way. So a few more. And if you want to, as the knees relax to the left, you can just let them hang out there a few breaths, but don't push. No, never push into the sides of the knees. And do both sides. Mm-hmm. So this is to encourage a stronger core, low back, not to aggravate. Life can do that. But what's wonderful about that, and then you can do one more twist on your own, okay? What's wonderful about our practice is it brings an awareness. I'm going to do one leg straight and the other knee bent, but you can do either side. Hold for at least like 8 breaths. Your twist really, even a couple of minutes, okay? I want you to decide. Our yoga isn't just for the time that you practice. It's hopefully to bring an awareness of how you move through the world, physically and energetically and so forth. Okay? So on both sides, you're going to do your own twist. Okay? I'm going to leave you there. And then after, I want you to at least a minute, if not 2, on each side, right and left. And then when you finish, you're going to go into Shavasana. So your twist should take a few minutes each. Go deep. And then a nice, deep Shavasana. And with Shavasana, remember, it's good to support your legs either with a blanket, even just a blanket is good, and support your neck, okay? And then stretch out and let everything go. And then I'm going to leave you there, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. Get everything ready. And I'll be back. So of course, if you're in a wonderful state of Shavasana, please stay there. I'm just going to go through the sealing of our time together. And if you're ready to release and transition, re-enter, segue, take some deep breaths. If you're not ready now, you would go through the same gentle opening, stretching. Sometimes we drift out. If we practice at a deep practice, we have a deep Shavasana. It's wonderful. It may not be long enough, but it's very deep and very restorative. Deep breaths. Stretch all your fingers, your toes, wiggle. Maybe yawn. Oh, yeah. Oh, it feels good. When you're ready, relax into a fetal position on your side, with your eyes closed. And I'm going to share a fizz. I think I've kept up with putting these on my site, but I'll try and be diligent. And this one is dedicated to one of my students. You know who you are, because it's called When the Violin, which happens to be one of my favorite instruments. Violin, piano, of course, saxophone, but this is When the Violin. When the violin can forgive the past, it starts singing. When the violin can stop worrying about the future, you will become such a drunk, laughing nuisance that God will then lean down and start combing you into his hair. When the violin can forgive every wound caused by others, the heart starts singing. You can just be where you are or join me in a comfortable position, and we'll recite. You can listen to me recite the Namaste invocation. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of peace, of light, and of truth. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Om Shanti. And one more thing. I'm going to pull an angel card. Oops, I just spilled them. And a heart card for all of us for today. So what do we need to be reminded by our angels? Gratitude. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, gratitude. Being thankful, even for the lessons. Ooh. And the heart card says, and I can even read these without my glasses, you are a beautiful soul. You are a beautiful soul, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you, and I'll see you on Thursday, if not before. Blessings and more blessings.